In heavy traffic on multi-lane roads, riders often filter between the lanes. It can be an efficient way to ride when it's done correctly. With the recent legislation of safe lane filtering in New South Wales, riders on their full licence can now pass stationary or slow-moving vehicles travelling in the same lane at speeds of up to 30 km per hour. However, motorcycle lane splitting, which refers to riding past moving vehicles travelling in the same lane as you at unsafe speeds of over 30 km per hour, remains outlawed. Here are a few tips to help keep you safe and moving. When you are lane filtering, keep a close eye on the drivers on both sides of you. They may be inattentive, distracted by something else, or just plain stupid. Drivers' body language can be a good indicator of things like sudden lane changes. Often when a driver is about to change lanes, they move their head from side to side even before they signal. While it may be legal and possible to travel at 30 km per hour, it may not always be safe and comfortable for yourself and other road users. Exceeding 30 km per hour puts you at a major risk of collision, makes it harder for drivers to see you, and puts your safety totally in their hands. It's still illegal to ride to the left of a vehicle, in between the vehicle and gutter, and with good reason. Riding next to the gutter would put you at risk of a collision with a vehicle entering a driveway, or a passenger getting out of a vehicle. There are some circumstances where it is still not legal to filter. These include active school zones and breakdown lanes. L and P platers are not allowed to lane filter in any situation. In tight lanes where cars are close together, it's not worth risking contact with the car, upsetting the driver, and damaging the car or your bike. So wait for a good gap. Also, keep in mind that cars may drift within their lanes. Common in busy shopping areas is the tendency for pedestrians to ignore "don't walk" signs and weave between traffic. There's also a high chance of passengers exiting vehicles. It's best to limit your lane filtering in these situations and slow down further. When lane filtering up to a red light, pull ahead of the front vehicle if there is space to do so without crossing the line. Waiting between the lanes may be interpreted by some car drivers as an invitation to race. Try to keep an eye on the traffic light cycle and consider dropping into a lane before the lights turn green. Always be prepared and in gear when the light turns green, so as to not delay traffic. Avoid filtering around trucks and buses, as exposed trailer wheels can be a real danger if you come into contact with them. Limited visibility means you should always assume the truckie can't see you. Make particular effort to be visible and don't pull into the blind spot ahead of high-fronted vehicles. Lane markings become extremely slippery when wet. Try to avoid riding directly on them. If you can't avoid it, then take extra care and drop your speed. If other riders are behind you at an intersection, give them space so that they don't get stuck when the light turns green. Have patience when you encounter new or less experienced riders. Riding a motorcycle gives you the mobility to avoid traffic delays. Follow these tips and you'll have a safer, easier ride.